I just talked to another husband who asked me, why won't my wife give me a blowjob? He's like, what the heck? She did it when we were dating. And he shared that the same thing happened in his first marriage. So if this is you, you're not alone. In my work, I see this all the time. Why do women give blowjobs and sex to get into relationships? And then they get into relationships and they stop wanting to give blowjobs and sex because she's no longer dating. She's found a partner. She's not trying out for the team. She has made the team. The desire is still there, but she desires a different experience. Have you heard this joke? It's the wedding day. The best man says to the groom, "You look so happy." The groom says, "I am. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's smart. I'm going to get blowjobs every day for the rest of my life." At the same time, the maid of honor says to the bride, "You look so beautiful. You look so happy." And the bride says, "I am so happy. I'm not going to have to give another blowjob for the rest of my life." They're two different people committing to be on the same team, but they have different expectations, different needs, different desires. The truth is, marriage isn't where you stop getting what you love, it's where you start loving what you give. Welcome. I'm Amy Culler. For over 25 years, I've been helping men and the women who love them with love, sex, relationships. I coach intimacy as a skill and marriages as a sports team. In this video, I'm going to explain what men really want and what women really want to give and experience. I'm going to give you a new point of view that's going to shift it from a job, from a chore, even chore sex, to a pleasure. I'm going to give you a tool that helps her explore and play. I'm going to tell you about techniques that I've developed for every situation, including something I call the oral-free blowjob. So hit subscribe. Men ask me, was she giving blowjobs and sex just so that I'd commit to marrying her? Was I tricked? It's not really a trick, it's human nature. Let me share my story. Before my husband and I got married, he would watch movies and I would put my feet on his lap and I'd sit and draw and he would play with my feet and massage my feet. And I loved it. I could do this forever. And then the minute we got married, we got into that same position and he pushed my feet off of his lap and he said, "Ew, I hate feet." It's not really a trick. It's subliminal. It's hormones. It's that chemistry that's like, choose me, choose me. I see it. It's the same thing. Men love blowjobs because they get to lay back and receive pleasure. They don't have to worry about pleasing her. They don't have to do any work. They get to finish without performing. And of course, it feels good to him. He's happy to be in any hole, but he wants to be in her mouth. And he's asking, why not? And she's thinking, why would I? She might be picturing porn, which is really exaggerated. It's messy. There's a lot going on. It's a job. It's uncomfortable. There's gagging, there's spitting, there's snot, there's fluids. Women ask me, what do I do with this? Do I have to spit? Do I have to swallow? A lot of women have the ick. And it's okay because I give you both tools and tricks and techniques. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's like any job. When you know what to do and how to do it, you actually enjoy it. You like your job. Let me tell you about my clients, Bob and Barb. Bob wasn't getting oral. He was getting chore sex, if any. Their whole relationship felt like a chore, a job. They were living like roommates. In my program, we take turns giving and receiving pleasure. So when it was his week to receive, I introduced her to the scarf, and it became her favorite tool because the scarf shifts the experience from sex to sensual experience, which is what she wants. The scarf gave her permission to play with his privates, a tool to play with his tool, to explore and be curious with the scarf, the mouth, her hands. She was lost in pleasure because she was enjoying it. And hearing his huddle sounds of pleasure gave her so much satisfaction. Knowing that it was coming from what she was directly doing to him, it was empowering. She realized it was a sense of control, that they were really in it together. When they went over the highlights afterwards, which I teach you how to do, he shared that his favorite part was the scarf, knowing that she was into it and being able to talk about it afterwards. When it's great for her, it's more satisfying for both of them. They're sharing an experience, which leaves them both wanting more. It's a win-win, baby. These are the oral skills that she didn't even know that she needed. I have a strategy for every situation, real solutions. Like my client whose husband was on medication, so there was a certain smell. So I had her put a spritz of peppermint. In the oral masterclass, I teach a technique I call the oral free blowjob. I developed it for a client who had real health issues, but I have perfected it for everybody because it's all the sensation without the job. She loves it because there's no gag. He loves it because there's no teeth. It's not just a blowjob. It is an act of deep personal care, of pleasure, of intimacy. And for him, it is the ultimate feeling of feeling wanted and chosen. When you are getting what you love, whether that's a blowjob or a foot rub, when you're knowing that your partner is loving giving it to you, you start to feel like a real intimacy team. And I don't just talk about intimacy and pleasure in a relationship. I teach you how to do it, how to feel it, how to give it, how to receive it in a way that works for you and her. I'm Amy Keller. I coach intimacy as a skill and relationships, marriages as a sports team. I created the intimacy game plan where intimacy is practiced, not just talked about, where you go from roommates to playmates. These are real solutions. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, give me a like, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Get the oral masterclass from job to pleasure, where I share all the moves, the tools, the tricks, the techniques, and give you a strategy to make it all happen. It's inside the Intimacy Game Plan community on School. You'll find links below. And if you're feeling stuck like roommates, like it feels like a blowjob or sex are so far away, I promise you that they're closer than you think. Check out my program, The Intimacy Game Plan, or just find a link and talk to me. You'll find a link below. In the meantime, stay connected to yourself, each other, and me, and I'll see you soon. Sound good? Mm-hmm.